I'm going to kind of do a brief synopsis. My whole theory of everything is to get to the point. And to me, the point is, there's only one point, and that is, who am I? And I think that's the ultimate question for us all. Once you know who you are, everything changes. And even in the pursuit of knowing who you are. And I think meditation is the way to pursue that. Meditation is for people that, it's for everyone, but it's mainly for people that don't want to believe. They want to experience. They want to experience for themselves and know who they are firsthand, not by some philosophy or religious idea. And so I always like to get people to not fight with meditation, not try to fight your mind, but to relax away from your mind. And I teach meditation in 3 simple steps that I think is easy for everyone. And it's as simple as relaxing. And I think that's what all of us need to do, especially in these trying times of so much fear in the news and with the coronavirus and so many things in the world that keep us fearful. And that's one of the biggest obstacles to meditation, is fear. And so the easiest way to become less fearful is when we're under the influence of fear, we're tense. Every part of us is tense. Our minds are agitated, our bodies are tense, and we're in a fight or flight situation. So I think in order to begin any form of meditation or self-realization or actualization of who you really are, has to start with relaxing. Because if you're tense and afraid, you cannot know anything. We're in a defensive mode. So relax is the first step. And feeling is the second step that I like to go to, because if you'll notice, even with relaxing, what that does is it takes what's conscious in us out of its normal position of being the thinker and directs its attention to the relaxing of the body. In order to relax your body, you have to direct your attention to the muscles in your body. So do that right now. Just turn your attention fully to the muscles in your body and see if there is any tension anywhere in the body. And I don't know about for you, but for me, my shoulders nearly always have some tension in them. And anytime I turn my awareness, and notice it's awareness, not so much your mind. Your mind can be anywhere. When your awareness is on your shoulders, it's strictly there. Your awareness is on your shoulders, and you're getting the information from the shoulders, whether they're tense or not. And without a dialogue, you can release that tension. So that's one of the first steps. Step 1 is relaxing, and we'll go through the whole body. And then the second step is the feeling. And feeling comes up automatically once the body relaxes and your attention is still on the body. The way you know where your body is in space is that you feel it. And feeling your body is a very powerful tool. And it also takes you out of thought. Each one of these steps takes you out of thought. So feeling your inner body is a good way to stop thinking. You don't have to try to stop thinking then. Your attention has gone to feeling. And the last step in my process is listening. Because when you're listening, you're truly not talking. And that's what we're trying to do when we meditate, is to get ourselves in a relaxed feeling position where we're not talking. So I find those 3 steps very easy to do. And I challenge you to use them anywhere this week as you go through your week to try to, even if you're upset or there's things that are really nagging at your attention and irritating you. Right then and there, if you can think of it, relax your muscle. Turn your attention to relaxing and feeling and listening. And that's as meditation, that's as deep a meditation as any Zen master. Once you do that, now the question of how long you can hold it is different. You know, our monkey minds come in and say, I'm going here and I'm going there. And the next thing you know, we're not listening or feeling or relaxing. We're off into an internal dialogue about some idea or thought. So those are the 3 steps. And from there, what is the purpose of meditation? What is it we're looking for? And it's for the deep I, who I am, the experience of me. And the one thing that we all know for sure, beyond any doubt, is that we're conscious. That's the only thing. Everything else is in question. Whether or not my body is sitting here in this room is questionable. So everything is up for question, except for the fact that we can't question is I know that I'm here because I am aware. And awareness, I've been playing around with the concept of the seat of awareness. And I think that's what meditation is stepping back from the activities of the mind and body in our life, our external lives, and moving back into the seat of awareness where we're just aware. And that's where relax, feel, and listen takes you to. It takes you to the present moment as well. And that's the ultimate for me, is to ask the question, when your mind is at ease and when your body is at rest and at ease, who is it that's here? Who am I? What is this presence of awareness? And if you'll notice, a real simple test is step back right now into that seat of awareness and look for your next thought. And give it a few seconds. Look with your full attention. I don't know about you, but most people, and in my case, the mind always stops when I put my full attention to it. I find that very interesting. That puts you in a position of, who am I when I step out of my mind and I'm just aware? I'm still listening, I'm still feeling, I'm still aware. In fact, I'm more aware now in that position than I ever am when I'm in my mind and thinking. It puts you in a state of just pure awareness. And what good is that, you might ask? Well, look at your experience. Each one of us every day goes through 3 levels of conscious awareness. Most of us only give credence or importance to our physical activities and our accomplishments and Steve Gillum and what he does and where he's been and what he's got to do today, or all of those things. But this inner I is not that way at all. That's my mind and that's my body. And in the evening, every evening as I go to sleep, what happens to that inner I is I move into another dimension of ethereal space of beings and places. And just last night, I was in places that I've never been before with people that some of them I knew and most of them I didn't. It was an unusual field of awareness. And I didn't put much stock in it, but when I woke up, I remembered it. When I came into this physical realm, I recognized, oh, I was dreaming. So my consciousness, the I, that inner I, was in a different state of awareness, in a different plane, a level of consciousness. And at every point, if one night, some nights, or all nights hopefully, or else your health greatly deteriorates, is you make it into deep sleep. Now, what's deep sleep? It's no thing, nothing. It's like being under anesthetic. There is no sensation, there's no mind, there's no Steve Gillum, there's no Sarasota, there's no universe. It's just a place of infinite nothingness. And to the mind, that's frightening. And that's why most people are fearful all the time, because if you're only identified as your mind and body, that's a frightening place. You could get run over by a truck, or get the coronavirus, or you could, any number of situations could end what you feel is you in a second in this virtual reality of physicality. And so when you step back and rest in the seat of awareness, you actually become more than all of that. And then this reality of Steve Gillum in Sarasota doing what I do, becomes another dimension. And it's only one of the small dimensions. There's the dream dimension, and then there's this state of deep sleep where we're all very comfortable when we really think about it. I mean, if you have a night where you go into deep sleep, where there's no things, there's no you even, you wake up extremely refreshed. And if you will, I think that's even equivalent to the physics Big Bang of the universe. I think every morning as we wake up, it's a Big Bang. That you're coming out of nowhere into this reality. And because our minds have this memory of this reality, we go, oh yeah, I'm Steve Gillum and I'm going to work, or I'm going here, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But, and we kind of forget about the other levels of awareness that we were just in, and we only put our importance on this. So meditation is a way of experiencing deep sleep with the mind conscious. The mind is unconscious. What's conscious in us is that awareness. And that's why so many of us get into trouble when we do stupid things, is we're not conscious of them. And it's as simple as our automatic programs come into play, and what's conscious in us doesn't monitor them, so we make mistakes. We create faux pas. We do things that aren't logical or isn't relevant to our inner self of being a peaceful, loving person. Our programs take over and we can get very angry, or we can get very upset, or very worried or scared. But in actuality, what's conscious in us is never touched by any of those things. And that's why practice of meditation is so beneficial. And to step back from your thoughts whenever you can. And I think that's the future of meditation more so than sitting quietly with your eyes closed. That's very helpful, and it helps to give you an experience of what it's like to step back into that seat of awareness where you're untouched by Steve Gillum and his problems, and you move into the space of immortality, really, where you are conscious awareness that never gets any older, that never changes in any way. I mean, now from the seat of I, my world has changed considerably from when I was 6 or 10 or 20 or 30. But that inner sensation of being I is the same today as it was when I was an infant, or a 10-year-old or a 20-year-old. And if I live to be 100, it'll be the same. That's what we're discovering. That's the realization, is understanding that what's conscious in me is beyond this physical body and this mind. And we experience it every night, and as we go into our dream state and into deep sleep. So there's nothing unnatural about this, and it's nothing when you're not going to anywhere that you haven't been as recently as probably a couple of hours ago. But this time we're doing it fully conscious and sitting awake in our bodies instead of leaving our bodies into the astral plane and into the causal plane of no things. And we're combining all three in our awareness as we sit. I hope that makes some sense. There's a great video of my teacher, Swami Lakshmanju, and my other teacher, Alice Christensen, on YouTube. It's only 4 minutes, but it gets to the point pretty quickly. And it's titled Swami Lakshmanju. It says, the final goal in Kashmir Shaivism. And it's, and then the subtitle of it is Swami Lakshmanju talking to Alice Christensen. And the final goal of Kashmir Shaivism, getting to the point. And that's what my teacher was so good at, and what he imparted to me out of all of the teachings of Kashmir Shaivism. That's the point, is to know who you are. And in this video, he makes it very clear that he talks about the concept of Shiva as universal consciousness. And that the goal of Kashmir Shaivism is to unite with universal consciousness, is to your individual consciousness merges in universal consciousness. Now, every religion and every philosophy has had their labels or their representation of what that means. And I think it's time for a new paradigm for all religions and spiritual things to come to the same point that what we're looking for is what's conscious. What's conscious in us is what's conscious in the entire universe. They are not separate ever. They appear separate in our experience. As I wake up in this body every morning, my experience changes. My consciousness adapts and becomes Steve Gillum. And I go about my day as Steve Gillum. And very seldom, well, I do more now than ever, is throughout my day, I relax, feel, and listen, step out of thought into that seat of awareness and go, oh yeah, even though I'm here in the studio giving a class on meditation, I'm really not here at all. I'm really in this universal consciousness that is always there. It's what's aware, but is always silent. It's the mind that's noisy. And when the mind gets a hold of anything, it can make a problem of it. So the seat of awareness takes you back from thought to where you can observe your thoughts. And that's a very powerful position. As we observe our thoughts, we'll recognize that most of our thoughts are unconscious, and they can create quite a lot of havoc in our lives. So it's the ultimate important thing to do, I think, as a human being, is to know who you are so that you can focus your awareness, get to the point of, I am aware, and turn that awareness to observing the thoughts that go through my mind. And the Buddha said 1,500 years ago, 2,500 years ago, I guess, your mind is creating your reality. So enough backlog of who I am and where we're going here. But there's one other real important point, I think, and you'll notice it in this video of Swami Lakhantu talking to Alice. He talks about the experience of merging with the supreme consciousness is a sexual one. And that may be startling to some, but just think about it. When are we truly one? And and I often say in my classes, there's really 4 points where we give up who we think we are and become who we are. And that's at birth, in death, in orgasm, and in meditation. And if you think about it, it is very sexual. And when the sexual experience of orgasm, what is it? Are you looking for anything at that point? It may only last a few seconds, but for those few seconds, you are one with the cosmos. You are infinite. You've completed. You no longer feel separate or alone. You're in a state of complete contentment. It only lasts a few seconds. But this meditation takes you to a point of being able to step into the experience of that, or the satisfaction of being content like that, without the physical sex. It can happen with physical sex, but it can also happen just by you, what's conscious in you, turning your awareness to the supreme consciousness. And that's as simple as being quiet, turning your awareness from going out to going in. So let's try it now as a practice. So if you need to move around a little bit, adjust your seat, please do so. It's ultimately important to be comfortable. And if you do get uncomfortable at any point in our meditation today, please lay down or change your position, massage if you need to. I don't even care if you get up and walk around. The main thing is to know where your awareness is, and to know if your mind is trying to get your attention, or if it's okay with being at ease, being content, being without thought for a few seconds. And you may notice throughout our meditation that your mind might jump in and try to get you to pay attention to it, and it'll take you off on a journey of thought that might be very interesting. But during our time here, try to let that go and continue to come back to just being here now, at ease, breathing, feeling, listening. And that's what I love about listening, is when you're truly just listening, you're fully aware without the dream of thought. So let's begin. Let's just start by closing your eyes, getting comfortable first, getting the best posture you can, because that keeps you alert. And our tendency is, as we change levels of conscious awareness, Our mind is used to going into sleep. And so it's a natural thing when we relax, feel, and listen, that the tendency of the mind is to go to sleep. But if we're not careful, then our mind just goes into dream. We want to go beyond dream into that supreme conscious awareness that is just aware. So let's begin. Sitting straight, and you may want to take a couple of breaths. And by that, I mean just increasing your breath, not straining, and putting your awareness on your breathing. That's a good meditation in itself as well. And as you breathe in light, health, and energy. And as you breathe out fear and anger and insecurities, illness. Breathing in health, breathing out everything that's not healthy. So you distance yourself from your problems and from your life and all the things that we have to deal with. And it puts us in a position of being here now. And now, just closing your eyes, you'll notice that that takes your awareness pretty much inward in itself. We are used to going out through our eyes and getting entangled in this world. And when you close your eyes, it's pretty much you and yourself. Who's who? So turning our awareness inward, relax your body and just turn your full attention now for a few seconds. Give your body your full attention. And if your body is tense anywhere, shift it, make it more comfortable, massage it, whatever you need to do. So the body's completely relaxed. Now, direct your attention to, once the body's relaxed, to feeling the body in this space that it's in, whatever position or place you're in right now. Feel your body in that space. And that includes the sensation of your skin, your nerves in your body, the breath, your mind and thoughts. All of those are part of your body. Who knows this? Okay, so we're relaxed and feeling. And I don't know about you, but that feels pretty good to me already. And when you think about it, that's the way we get into orgasm, is by completely letting go of who we think we are, relaxing, letting down all of our defenses, and merging with another. So now I'm merging with consciousness, turning your attention to stillness. Anytime you turn your attention to stillness, you enter stillness. Can it be that simple? Yes, it is. It's very simple. It's not difficult. Our minds try to convince us that meditation is hard. How hard is it to let go? It's actually very hard. We're so used to holding on because we are fearful. We are involved. But you're in a safe space now, hopefully, and you can completely let your guard down. And just be one with the feeling, the listening, whatever is in your awareness right now, letting it be. And even if a loud noise comes in or somebody comes in your door right now, don't recoil and become frightened. Allow it to happen. It's the mind that recoils and has opinions about things, decides whether this is good or bad, or what's supposed to happen in meditation or what's not. Let go of all of that. So we're relaxed and feeling and now listening. Your full attention on listening, and especially to the voice in your head if it's trying to get your attention. It's obvious if you're aware of a voice in your head, you're the awareness. You've stepped back into the seat of awareness, and you're not identified as the mind. You're observing the mind. And that's the way we can change our reality. So just stay relaxed, stick with feeling and listening. That always brings you back to the here and now. Breathing, staying comfortable. But know where your awareness is. Don't slip into sleep. Keep your awareness occupied by focusing on different things that are in the present moment. Our breath is always the present moment. The feeling in our bodies is always the present moment. Stillness is always there, but often overlooked. But isn't it a fact that every object in the room you're in exists in a space of stillness? Whether it's moving or not, it exists in a space of stillness. All things exist in a space of stillness. So just being aware of that, notice any feeling, sensation that you have. I find it quite liberating to let go of Steve and his problems and to rest in the seat of awareness where I'm just aware. I hear the things around me as I put my attention on my ears. I feel the things around me as I put my attention on my body. And as I listen, I hear everything around me. And notice when you're in this seat of awareness, it's omnidirectional. Every direction at the same time you're receiving, you understand and feel and hear and experience 360 degrees. And for the rest of our time now, rest in that seat of awareness. Don't be disturbed if the mind tugs at you with some ideas or thoughts about the rest of your day. But as soon as you notice it, as soon as you notice that your awareness has gotten sleepy and moved into thought, step back. Step back into relaxing and feeling and listening again. And breathing. So in order to be your true self, we don't have to do anything. We don't have to learn anything. There are no steps. It's just letting go. So for the rest of our hour, anything that appears in your mind, let it go. And don't scold your mind for it. Don't make an enemy of your mind. That's an endless fight that'll never stop. Relax your mind. Your mind will start to enjoy the relaxation. All of our minds are overworked. I don't know of anyone's mind who doesn't think too much. It gets in the way of our happiness. So I'll interrupt our silence every once in a while. And the reason I do that, and I know it's irritating to some, we're supposed to be meditating. Resist nothing. Loud noises, any obnoxious thoughts, or if you find me obnoxious, just ignore me. Stay in the seat of awareness. But I teach meditation this way so that it's kind of an example. Where I'm aware of stillness. And occasionally I allow a thought. You have to be the boss of your own mind. And with a little practice, the awareness that you are will start to have a more friendly relationship with the mind, and one where the mind begins to listen. And right now, there's a leaf blower or a lawnmower or something. That's pretty obvious in our awareness. Notice if that's a problem for your mind. Is your mind offended by that in any way? Or can your mind relax and let it be? When you're the boss, the mind will relax under circumstances such as this. Welcome any distraction. Just don't become it. Don't slip into the mind and have a reaction to it. Just let it be. That can transform the leaf blower into a cosmic home. We're letting go of identity with our minds and becoming the reprogrammer of our minds. If your mind gets annoyed by little things, see that you have the power by sitting in the seat of awareness. To tell your mind to let it go. And don't be rigid or uncomfortable. If you need to move, move. Just keep your awareness on your mind and don't let it slip into dreams. Notice as we're sitting still, when the mind is not active, don't you feel like you are one with everything that is? What does that feel like? See, this is experience. It's not something to believe in. When I'm relaxed and at ease, and my mind is at ease and at peace, love and contentment naturally appear in that silence, in that void. Look at your experience. When your mind is at ease and your body is at rest, it's kind of orgasmic in itself. It's the way we get to orgasm. In fact, I find it interesting that the French use the term small death for orgasm. And in yoga, they call death Maha Samadhi. Maybe we should look forward to death rather than fearing it. Do this practice. You realize you are the awareness that never changes, never gets any older. It travels through space and time every night. Steps in and out of thought. Identifies with this body, with the dreams that I had last night, and with stillness. That's where most of us are lacking. We don't have a relationship with stillness. Because when you're attached to your mind, when you feel like you are your mind, stillness is death or orgasm. But it's also a meditation of just being at peace, one with everything. So many religions and songs and ideas point to this. My Zen teacher used to say, true emptiness reveals miraculous being. So what happens? Our awareness shifts from being our mind to being infinitely aware. You are what you've been looking for all your life. It's the base of every experience you can ever have or ever have had. Is your mind getting antsy? Whenever it does, go back to your steps, relaxing and feeling and listening, and it'll take you right back to being awake, aware without thought. Slowing your breath slows your mind. Each breath brings energy into your nervous system. Feel it. It also brings energy into your still mind. Our minds are the biggest user of our electrical energy, the prana. Resting the mind, that energy goes to work throughout the body and the mind. And that's our best defense against disease. Fear and stress are our greatest weaknesses. taking time to be still. To feel your body, to breathe in energy with your awareness. And just now, turn your awareness to the feeling of inhalation. Increase the inhalation. And feel the nerves light up. Feel your whole body, your whole being. And you can intensify that by breathing in and holding it. Feel the energy go through every nerve in your body. It's a good way to build your immune system. There's stillness. And then there's thought. It's not a necessary either or. Stillness is always there. The contentment, the peace, and the love that you feel when you're still. Is always there, waiting for you to turn your attention to it by relaxing and feeling and listening. It's always so close. It's who you are. And the more you sit in the seat of awareness, the more you can change the thoughts of your mind. If your mind starts to speak ill of you or others, notice it. Don't let your mind say bad things about you. Why would you? Or others? Or complain? Complaining is a surefire way to have an unhappy mind. I was trying to meditate, but the leaf blower kept going. That's the mind. I don't have time to be still. I have too much to do. That's the mind. I am at peace. And the inner I that is you is always at peace too. Why not visit it more often? Give yourself a little time each day to relax, feel, and listen. And to be your true self. Happy, content, not needing anything else. When you're in deep sleep, do you want anything? And just take a look at your experience. When you're at peace, when you're relaxed, when you're feeling, when you're listening, the mind's at ease. What does it feel like? Now that's not something to believe in. That's the experience you can have every time you relax, feel, and listen, and just be still for a few seconds. Remember who you are. Yes, I'm still Steve Gillum. I still have this body and my problems in my life. But I know I'm more than that as well, and so are you. And that nothing in this world can harm me. That's something worth knowing, is to know in your own experience that what happens to my mind and my body is ultimately of no importance. It doesn't affect who I am. I'm in all things. And so are you. So take an inventory of your experience today, what it feels like to step out of your normal grinding mind of thoughts and turn your attention instead to your body, which is nearly always afraid. Our bodies are tense and fearful because they're vulnerable. And our minds even more so. Taking a few minutes or even a few seconds throughout your day to relax, feel, Listen and let go of all your problems and all of your thoughts and all of the ideas and things you have to do. And rest in the seat of awareness. My experience is the more I do it, the deeper I go, the more I know who I am. And that all of this is important, but it's not ultimately important. Everything changes. Notice in your own experience, there's only one thing, and it's not a thing that doesn't change. In our hour today, what's aware in you? Has it changed in any way? It's been aware of a lot of different things, but it doesn't change. Looking at our minds, they're constantly changing. So peace is so close and just waiting for you to give it a nod, to look at it, to step back from your busy life into your true nature of fearless, immortal, aware. And whenever you're ready, if you're in a pose or a position that's uncomfortable, or even if it's still comfortable, that's fine. Just stay in that position. But now let's add sight. So as you open your eyes, don't leave the stillness out. Let looking be like listening. Look around silently. You'll see things new for the first time. It's like every shape is interesting, the light and the color. When the stories of the mind slow down and stop, the brilliance of this moment becomes incredible.